My name is Amit Singh. I'm running for Congress here in the 8th District. Chris, I know you have some trouble with names, so I'm going to help you out, and anyone else who might be embarrassed later to mispronounce my name. This is a glove, and my name is Amit, so you'll be able to remember that from now on. As many of you might be able to guess, my parents immigrated here from India before I was born, and every chance they got, they would send us back, and we'd have to go with our family, and right in the middle of the summer. And one of the things my dad would love to show us was this very first school he ever went to. But it really wasn't much of a school. It only had one chalkboard, and all the children had to sit outside on the floor. Now, these children, they didn't have any books, they didn't have any paper, and they didn't have any pencils. They literally used their fingers and did all their lessons in the sand right there on the floor. Now, that was, it's kind of like an Etch-a-Sketch, but not quite. But that was the learning environment that my father was in. Now, my grandparents had no idea what my father was doing. They didn't know if he was learning anything or not, because they simply had no control over what was going on. Fortunately, my father was one of the ones who was able to make it out of the village. So if we fast forward about 33 years later, when I was going through school here, my parents were very impressed on how involved they were required to be in my education. But if they were raising me today, that wouldn't quite be the case, because today we have a policy that you could dub as every parent left behind, which focuses less on educating the children and more on testing them to the lowest common denominator. Now, these federal programs are very well intentioned, but we all know that large bureaucracies are inherently inefficient and are counterproductive to the mission that they are trying to accomplish. I believe we should defederalize education and bring it back to the local level. We can do that with parental choice and a variety of tax incentives. So we can build our schools from the bottom up instead of the top down. Now, there are a lot of issues that America needs to improve on, and I've listed them all on my website. I go into a lot of detail there. I invite you to come to my website, which is amit08.com. That's AMIT08.com. I would love to hear your feedback, and I want to meet with each and every one of you. Thanks for your time, and have a great night.